Eagle Rare Eagle Rare flight here, I think. My store picks. Ooh. How's everyone doing tonight?
Hello, everyone. Mr. Mom says, cheers from the frozen tundra of Northeast Oklahoma. It was 15 degrees this morning when I got in my car.
15? Ooh.
15 degrees.
I just don't even look anymore.
Thank you, Sandy, for the congratulations.
Thank you.
For people just joining, we did hit our 1,000 subscribers yesterday.
Yeah, I was excited. I was like, wow, it was like 1,000 on the dot. Now it's at, I think, 110 or so.
Yeah, something like that, 110, 112. I want to give a thank you to Major Zero.
Yes, thank you.
With Major, that's XERO. On his Discord, I went and posted our live, and he kind of gave us a shout out in his main chat saying, hey guys, let's go get these guys to 1,000. We were about 30 away then. And then last night I was watching a live stream. He was on it and he shouted us out again. And that's when we hit the 1,000. So that was nice. Thanks, Shauna. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Barry.
No, thanks, guys.
8 degrees in central Illinois.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Man, 15 degrees, cold enough here. I think we're supposed to get more snow this weekend too. So I am starting out tonight with a little Eagle Rare.
I'm also doing some Eagle Rare, but I have 3 store picks that are like getting towards the end that I did a blind when I first got them, and the regular beat them out. But I mean, they're all almost kind of all single barrels, so maybe it was a good like one I had that was a regular one. But I'm just trying to kind of work these guys down and just do a little comparison, I guess. So yeah.
Thank you, Brian, for the congratulations. Thank you, everyone. My wife, I came home and she had decorated with some balloons, some congratulations balloons, because she knew we were doing a live stream. So she also got me a big congratulations cookie. So when we're done tonight, I'll have a little dessert.
There you go.
But yes, thank you, everyone, for helping us get to 1,000.
Yes, thank you. All right.
A few things to talk about tonight. Talk, of course, about hitting 1,000. That's great. We're going to talk about the giveaway we're going to be doing, when we're going to do it, and what we're going to be doing. The 1K cookie cake. That's exactly what it is, JL. That's what it is. 1,000 subscriber cookie cake. I like cookie cakes better than a regular cake, personally.
Oh.
I like the big cookies.
I'm more of a cake guy, but I don't really like that much frosting. So I'm like, does anyone else want all this frosting that's on this cake? I'm like, I can't have that much.
Thank you, Barry. Thank you, everyone.
Yep,
you know, we started our posting regularly in June. So it took us from June till January to hit 1,000 subscribers. I don't think that's too bad.
Yeah.
So we actually hit our watch hours before we hit 1,000 subscribers, which I think a lot of people do it the other way.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're at like 5,000 watch hours now, I think.
So if anyone's wondering, the store picks I have of these Eagle Rares are Christie's Liquor Store in Knoxville, Tennessee, Liquor World out of Cooksville, and Good Times. So anyway, we'll see which one's better.
My Eagle Rare is just a plain old Eagle Rare.
Yours is probably better than it's got to be.
But the reason we're drinking Eagle Rare is because it's going to match up with what we're going to do on our giveaway now that we're hit to 1,000 subscribers. Now, the giveaway is not tonight. I honestly didn't think we would be at 1,000 subscribers yet. When we started earlier in the week. But like I said, Major Zero gave us a shout out on a live last night and mentioned us in his Discord, and we got like 30 subscribers in a day, so it kind of got us there a little quicker than I thought it would be. So if you haven't, shout out to him. Go check out his YouTube channel, Major Zero. That's with an X instead of a Z. His name's Adam. He's a nice guy. I met him when we were in Memphis. So go check out his channel if you haven't already. But we will be doing our 1,000 subscriber giveaway, but we're going to be doing it on February 8th. And we're waiting till then so we can get together in person, because we're going to kind of make it a bigger event than just us kind of streaming together from different locations. We want to be at the same place. And we're going to have some people over and kind of like a party afterwards and stuff. But so February 8th is when we will actually be doing the giveaway. And I'm just going to kind of go over some of the stuff we're going to be doing in the giveaway, tonight.
Spoiler alert, Eagle Rare's one of the things.
So we're starting out with Eagle Rare because the first two things we're going to give away are bottles of Eagle Rare. Yeah. Now, these will go to someone who is on the live, right? So you're going to have to be present on the live on February 8th to win these first few bottles that we show, because you're going to have to enter. We'll do like we did before when we gave away the special reserves. You'll enter with a hashtag, and we'll run a random draw, and someone who's present live will win. You got to be live to claim them. So we will have those two Eagle Rares as the first two bottles we'll give away to some lucky subscribers. Thank you, Old Fashioned Ways, for the congratulations.
Yes, thank you. It's weird how different these noses are. Like usually with Eagle Rare, because they proof it down a little bit, I get kind of more like familiar tastes with their picks. Like I don't get like that drastic differences, but I'm getting a lot on the nose here.
I thought that when we did the picks, the Eagle Rare pick was a little more like oaky, a little kind of, it tampered down some of the sweetness and got oakier.
Maybe they're like 11 years and not 10 years in a day.
Yeah, just like over oaked a little bit or something. I don't know. Hello, Eric. I agree, Old Fashioned Ways. Eagle Rare is a great starter. It's a good starter pour. It's a good way to introduce people because it's really not offensive. It's very just kind of sweet and mild. It's a nice opening pour, nice introduction pour for people.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite summer pours because you can sit there and you're like, you know what? I'm going to cut my grass and have a little Eagle Rare or lounge in the pool and spread your wings or whatever.
Thank you, Eric. Yeah, it's a really good starter pour.
What's that?
It's a really good starter pour.
Yeah. So what else is everyone else drinking? Anyone else drinking some other Buffalo Trace products?
Thank you, Paul. Yeah, what's everybody else drinking tonight?
It's that bourbon guy. Hey, I know that guy.
Everybody getting ready for the game? The college playoff quarterfinal? Notre Dame and Penn State. Who do you got in the game, Devin?
I just, I always root for the Browns. This is just NFL. I go for the Browns, and then I'm like, you know what, Ohio State, and then if it's anyone else, I'm like, well.
You don't really care about any other games.
Well, I enjoy the games. If it's a Saturday and I'm like, oh, they're playing, sweet, put the game on. But I'm not like, I gotta watch the game. It's today at 4:00. We gotta go.
I like college football more than I like pro football, honestly.
I think I like pro football a little bit more. I don't know. I just like the how the refs are also involved a lot more.
David said he poured some Eagle Rare. He's joining us. There you go.
Awesome.
Old Fashioned Ways. Thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and get to our next giveaway bottle that we're going to do on February 8th on our live. It will be the same one I'm about to pour. It is a Pinhook store pick from the Party Source.
The Party Source.
In Northern Kentucky. If anybody you have ever been to New Riff or in that Northern Kentucky area near Cincinnati, I'm sure you've probably been to the Party Source. Giant, basically liquor warehouse. I mean, it's huge, right? They just have tons and tons of different bottles. So
everything you need for a party. Like you go into the left, it's all the party stuff. You go to the right, it's where the real party's at with all the bourbon and the cocktail stuff and
And so we will be giving away 2 bottles of that Pinhook store pick to go along with the Eagle Rare. Again, these will be just to someone who will be on the live on February 8th when we do it. And it'll be just a random pick, random draw from people who are present. You do have to be present to win these 4 bottles. So those will be the 4 live giveaways for people in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Your wife's from Ohio. You went to UT. You're a house divided. Okay, yeah, Texas and Ohio. That's going to be a big game for you guys tomorrow night.
I always like houses where you see like one we're in Michigan stuff, one we're in Ohio State stuff, and you're like the whole time it's just like, man, you get out of here. And afterward, you're like, all right.
All right. IO. Yeah, that's going to be a big game tomorrow night. That's going to be a good one. Tonight's game should be pretty good. Personally, I think Penn State's going to win, but
who's playing tonight? Penn State versus who?
Notre Dame.
Yeah, I'd probably give it to them too.
Mr. Bob's another Longhorn, went to UT. So we have quite a few Texas people in here to go along with I know we got several Ohio people in here. So this Pinhook, it's actually not that bad. Some of the other Pinhooks I've had weren't that great, but I kind of like this one a little bit more. It's a little more proof to it. 119.
Yeah. Some Castle and Key distillate.
It is Castle and Key distillate.
So hopefully it's at that 4 or 5 year ish mark. So does it say on there?
I think the biggest problem with Castle and Key is their blending. I don't know if it's so much even just their juice, is how they blend it together. Because some of the other Pinhooks I've had aren't bad. There's been some decent Pinhooks, and so it can't be all Castle and Key's bad. It's just what they put out. What I've had has not been good. Mm-hmm. The actual Castle and Key release.
Yeah, I've only had a couple Pinhooks at whenever Craig's been around, or we did like a get together or whatnot. I'm like, oh, they're not bad, but I'm not like, man, I gotta go out and buy 15.
Oh, Jared, go blue. They're not going anywhere in the playoffs because they're not there. Thank you, Donald.
Thank you. So yeah, overall, I think the Good Times might have rated the top along with the Liquor World, and the Christie's was a little bit behind, I think, on the flavor and the nose and all that. I mean, they all have kind of the same finish because you don't really have any proof, but Good Times, Liquor World, awesome.
Yeah, so for those just joining, we were just talking about the giveaway. The giveaway, now that we've hit 1,000, is going to be on February 8th. We're going to do a live. We're going to be together instead of having to stream separate. We're going to set it up to kind of have a little bit of a party. It's going to be a Saturday, so we think people may have more availability. But when we do the live, we have these 4 bottles that will go to people who are watching. So you're going to have to be there on the live when we draw the names, and potentially win one of these, the Eagle Rares or the Pinhook store picks. Now, we are also going to have a couple of bottles that we're going to kind of raffle off with super chats, and you can send something through Zelle or PayPal, and we've had some super chats tonight. Appreciate it, guys. And we're doing that because we're trying to cover the cost of shipping and maybe like just the cost of some of the bottles that we're giving out. But we're going to start that. We got these 2 Weller Antiques. And the way that's going to work is from now until February 8th on any of our lives, for every $5 somebody sends in a super chat, it's going to be an entry. For every $4 we get through a Zelle or PayPal, it's going to be an entry. So, and your entry could possibly win you both bottles, because I'm not going to take away names. When we draw a winner, your name will remain in the raffle for the next bottle. And kind of depending on what we get up to, if it gets kind of more than what it would cost us for what we spend on MSRP, I will actually add more bottles in. So depending what comes in, 2 could grow to more bottles, or maybe even something different like some E.H. Taylor's or something. We'll see. Mm-hmm. But that's how you would be entered to possibly win the Weller Antiques, is through super chats while we're on a live, or if you send something through the Zelle or PayPal. That's in the link in all of our videos. You spent $250 on postage. I believe it, because usually it's about $20 a bottle when you're sending stuff. So you're sending 6, 7, 8 bottles or more, then it gets kind of pricey, and it can be even more than that depending where you're shipping to.
Yeah.
So I know it was more than that. One of our previous winners was in California, and that was pretty pricey.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason we were trying to do the raffle part thing, is to try and cover those expenses that we're going to have with all the shipping and everything.
So Todd, what are you going to sip on next?
I am going to sip on some Weller Antique, since we're talking about it. This one's
a Weller Antique Open. Do you think
my drinking bottle is getting kind of low?
Your what? Drinking bottle's getting low?
My drinking bottle's getting kind of low, yeah, on the Antique.
Yeah. Well, should I crack one? I guess I'll leave it up to everyone else. Should I fresh crack a new Weller Antique, or should I try something off the shelf?
Fresh crack an Antique.
All right. Luckily, I can reach it without having to get out of my chair.
I have used Pirate Ship. Actually, last time I shipped, I used Pirate Ship, and it did save a little bit of money.
Okay.
Adam, I thanked you for helping us get over 1,000. But guys, this is Adam, Major Zero. Like I said at the beginning when we first started, he gave us a shout out on his Discord, and that helped us get pretty close. And then last night he was on a live stream, and he shouted us out and put us over the 1,000 mark, and we appreciate it, Adam. If you guys haven't, you need to go check out his channel. Yep. Thank you very much, Paul. Thank you for the donation. I think it's going to be a great 1,000 celebration. I'm going to talk with Devin offline. We're going to see what plans we can come up with besides just giving away the bottles. What else we might be able to do and celebrate. Maybe we'll fresh crack some stuff live on the live.
Are you ready for this fresh pop? All right. Woo. That sounded pretty good.
That was pretty nice pop. Oh, I love the nose on these Antiques. The Antiques have such a nice nose and a really nice palate. It's a nice sipper.
Yeah.
Thank you, Adam. Thank you for the congratulations.
Thank you.
So far we have, when we do our live, which will be February 8th again, when we're going to do the live for the giveaway. So it'll give people time and us to figure out all our plans. We have the 2 Pinhook store picks that will go to someone present on the live. We have 2 Eagle Rares that will go to someone on the live. And then we're raffling off the 2 Weller Antiques between now and February 8th. Any of our lives, for every $5 you send in super chats, thank you, Jason, you will be getting a raffle entry. Or for every $4 in PayPal or Zelle you send us, it'll be an entry. And the reason there's a difference between the 5 and the 4 is YouTube takes like 30% of every super chat you send, so you don't get that much of it. Whereas Zelle and PayPal, you get the full amount because it's coming straight to us. So that's why a little bit less if you want to send Zelle or PayPal to kind of get your entry. And I'm going to be keeping track of all those, and we'll spin the wheel for these. So for these, because you're getting tickets kind of through your entries, you don't have to be present. For these 4, you're going to have to be on the live to claim them. For the special, for the Weller Antiques, you won't have to be. And again, if we actually build up enough, like to kind of, I think it's going to cover all our shipping and have some left over, we might throw some more bottles in there. So we'll see what happens for that. So those are the first 6 bottles.
Yeah, the Weller Antique was that and Taylor was probably my first like gateway into bourbon my buddy was like, you just pour this in a glass. You don't have to make a cocktail. You don't have to do all that fancy stuff with getting lemons and limes and simple syrup and whatever else. They were just like, yep.
Jason.
That was it.
Yeah. Jason, I'll say this, the antique was probably my first like allocated bottle that I got that I was just like, yeah, I really like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I drank some other stuff I like too that are shelfers, your 1920, your rare breed, stuff like that. But the antique was kind of the first one I got my hands on that I was like, why does everybody chase this so much? And yeah, that's a really nice sipper when you just want to sit down and have a couple of drinks.
Yeah, that proof just really adds a little bit, a little panache to this. It's like that sweetness too. It's good. Pretty good.
How much snow you guys supposed to get, Adam? We're supposed to get another like 1 to 3 inches, I think, this coming weekend.
Yeah. I feel like when we already have like 5 inches on the ground, it's like, oh, another inch too. All right, whatever. But now,
so last Saturday, Devin has a shower, a baby shower. So we come and show up, and as we're on our way, he texts us, "Oh, by the way, there's a street ban because of the snow." We're like,
I'm like, I got 4 spots in the driveway. It's gonna be a random randomizer here. Just let me know when you get here. Down the street, there's a spot. I'm like, you guys can park there, and we'll just shuttle you back and whatnot.
So it's like, that's great.
Yeah, plowed the driveway, salted everything, and I'm like, man, my back's killing me. I need some bourbon. So it's all pretty good.
Yeah. We put more bottles in the infinity barrel that we're building.
We put about 15 more in there, I think.
I think more than that. I think we're up to about 80 bottles in there right now.
Yeah, it's getting
in the barrel we made.
I'm probably almost halfway full. So
not halfway, but probably over a quarter. Yeah. Over a quarter.
Close. Oh, it's definitely over a quarter. That's for sure. So we'll see.
Yeah, Anna did a great job. Anna did a great job for us. Having to shuttle us back and forth.
She's like, all right, everyone go and let's go. And I'm like, all right, awesome. And I'll just keep everyone entertained at the bar. And it was great. But yeah, we had Chipotle and all the bourbon you could want. It was a good time. So
yeah, plenty of bourbon. Now next Friday, we are going for our barrel pick. So next Friday is our barrel pick down at New Riff. And I think while we're down there, we're going to grab some more bottles to put in the infinity barrel.
Yep.
So,
yeah, I'm looking forward to getting into some benchmark full proofs to get that proof up. And add to that sweetness of that, or some like early times bottle in the bond, because that's one of those like awesome value for like the taste. But yeah, if you guys have any recommendations,
thank you, David.
Let me know.
Yeah, I think benchmark foolproof, and I think we're going to grab I'm going to grab a couple of bottles at least for a new series we started filming, where we're doing a budget notebook. We're taking kind of like the lower shelf bottles and that we really haven't tried or don't have, and we're going to be kind of doing reviews and history of those bottles. So I'm going to grab a couple of those, I think, while we're down there.
Thank you, Curtis. Appreciate it. And Paul, we're looking forward to getting more bottles to fill this thing up. So we appreciate that as well.
Jared wants to know when we're coming to Columbus. Well, we'll be passing through Columbus.
Yeah.
I'll be passing through next week. I was thinking, at some point I might want to try to go to like Middle West or Watershed and just see if they would let us record, they'd take us through and let us see their rick houses, things like that, kind of like we did with Western Reserve.
Yeah.
So I did see Echo Spirits down in Columbus right now. They advertised on TikTok. They were looking to hire people. So to go and go to liquor stores. No, not me.
You're far, but I'm way too far. So, but yeah, we'll have to start doing maybe some more distillery visits or whatnot. But
yeah,
we got the barrel pick coming up and some other videos we've been doing. So
yeah, I know you got short time till the end of February, so
right,
we'll see.
Been busy.
Yeah, step one, get the barrel. If you're talking about for us, we have a barrel. We have a barrel that's over a quarter full. We're doing an infinity barrel.
Yeah.
So we've put about 80 bottles into it so far. It's a used Jack Daniel's barrel.
Yeah.
So anybody just joining, I'll go over again. February 8th is when we're going to do our giveaway for our 1K subscriber, mark. We are going to be giving away to someone on the live these 2 bottles of Pinhook. They're store picks from the Party Source. These 2 bottles of Eagle Rare. So you have to be present to win those on the live stream on February 8th. From now until February 8th, for every $5 somebody sends in super chats on our lives, or every $4 sent through PayPal or Zelle, you will be entered into a raffle to win Weller Antiques. We got 2 of those up, and depending on kind of what comes in, we may add more bottles to that.
Yep.
But there will be at least those 2. The last bottle that will definitely be up on the 8th to give away will go to our premium Patreon members. They will all be entered into this raffle. So if you are a premium Patreon member, you will get a chance to win this Weller Foolproof. Now, the way we're going to do it is the same way, Devin, we did the giveaway for the spots for the barrel pick, right?
Yep.
So for whatever tier you're in, that's how many entries you get.
Yep.
So somebody in tier 4 is going to have 4 entries. Somebody who's a tier 1 will have 1 entry. And that's the way to get entered into being the a Weller Foolproof. Now, that will stay the number of entries up until January 18th, right? That'll be the day after our barrel pick. Anybody who becomes a Patreon member after the 18th, you'll just get 1 entry for this up until February 1st. So if you want multiple entries, you go in as a higher tier and our Patreon member between now and the 18th, or if you're already a Patreon member, obviously you get your entries. And between the 18th and the 1st, you would get 1 entry to win the Weller Foolproof. So that will go to a Patreon member in February.
Yep, and we appreciate it. It definitely helps cover the editing software, the traveling, the bottles we're giving away, and just the time that we're going in and doing all the cool videos for you guys. And we also enjoy it as well. Don't get us wrong, but yeah, we also want to make sure we're getting you guys some cool bottles and some other cool perks and some stuff like that. So
yeah, like we're doing the barrel pick, and we got Patreon members joining us for that, and we give away samples every month, and we'll be giving away that bottle and some other stuff we'll have planned through the year for our Patreon people. And that 107, it really is a really nice pour. I haven't had in a while.
I float between it where I'm like about it all the time, and then I'm like, no, let's try something else. And then I'm like, no, let's go back, and maybe I'll have it as like a second after an opener or an opener, and I'm like, all right, let's compare it to whatever. So,
So, what's everybody else drinking in the chat? I know David said he had an Eagle Rare. He had joined us earlier with an Eagle Rare.
All those snowed-in folks got to have something good to sip on,
Yeah, that's one thing I'm not worried about getting snowed in. I've got enough to booze, keep me warm if power goes out.
Yeah, same here. Oh. But yeah, this is also the one I usually like whenever I compare like a weeded bourbon. So if I'm over here like, all right, Larceny, the new Larceny came out. I'm like, all right, let's compare it to the Weller 107.
107, yeah. Yep,
like
that's the one to compare it to. I find like most weeders I don't like as much. They all kind of have like a little bit of like this funk on them. But the 107 doesn't have it. Even among the other Wellers, it kind of stands out.
I think
it's a little more fruity.
Also, like just does something to it where you're like, all right, sweet plus whatever that funk is, maybe it just dilutes it or something. I don't know, but
you're right, Scott. Here in Ohio, red gets the Weller Antiques like currency here in Ohio.
Yeah.
So it gets traded around. I think people forget how good it is just to drink.
Yeah. And as we're drinking them right now. So. But yeah. Can't go wrong with a Weller 107. Like, that I was just saying earlier, that and the Taylors are always like got me into bourbon.
Yeah, Taylors are always good too. Yep.
But I've recently really enjoyed the Taylor single barrels. Those have been like, probably one of that in the early times have been like my favorite bottled and bonds. Yeah. There's also the Old Fitz, but that's got like that hype from that bottle. So you're like, well, I guess it's the bottle. All right, it's good, whatever. But
I don't know. The Old Fitz is good. The Old Fitz I've liked. So it stands out. JL said, I never had any pinhook. I think in South Carolina, I can get a bottle for a decent price. If you're down in South Carolina, JL, I don't know anything about the bourbon down there, but I know the pinhooks they normally run around what, 50 to up. I've seen some of the picks get up to like 80, $90 down in Kentucky. So it depends kind of what you're getting. They have their standard releases, like their cast strength and stuff, their shelfers, and then they do a lot of store picks.
Oh, cheers, Charles.
Cheers, Charles. Good to see you. Hope you got that fiber line fixed that you were messing with. Hi, Melissa. Thanks for joining us.
Yep.
All right, Old Fashioned Ways. Thanks for stopping by and have a good dinner with the family. WV Bourbon Guy says the Bardstown Wheater is a pretty solid pour. I still haven't had that, Devin. Have you had it yet?
I have not either. Our buddy Matt has been hyping
He
it
keeps
up.
raving about it. He keeps raving about it. Yeah.
Like I've heard nothing but really good things about it. I haven't heard anyone say like, "Oh no, that's crazy, that's ridiculous." But I mean, at 106 proof versus 107 proof, I've heard they're very comparable.
I wouldn't mind blinding them. I might grab a bottle when we're down there next week.
Yeah. I'm not sure what the MSRP is. I think it's like 49.
They're the Origin series, right? So I think it'll be between that $40-$50 price range.
Yeah, something
I would
like
imagine.
That. I think where you go or whatnot, but yeah.
Thank you, Charles. And yeah, guys, hit the like button. Help us out there with the YouTube sees the likes. They'll put your video up like more prominence and stuff like that. And thank you for the donation. And that $5 will enter you into the raffle for the Weller Antiques.
Yep. Thank you. Yeah. If Facebook or not Facebook, if YouTube likes us, that's how you know we're making it big. No.
Yeah, right. If Facebook likes our YouTube videos, and then they'll really make it big, right?
Twitter, anyone. It was awesome.
Yeah, you should have brought it, Shane. I would have tried it. Shane has the Bardstown Wheater too.
Yeah, that would have been a good one. A little random one to try. That would have been. Well, I'm gonna pour a dash more of this.
I'm pouring something else.
I'm gonna do this because I'm gonna compare it to something.
Mm.
You already know what I'm gonna compare it to.
Jordan says he grabbed a bottle of the 9-year Pinhook last week. Really good stuff. Credit to another 9-year MGP, the Penelope Estate. You like the Penelope better? We tried that Penelope Estate. I don't know if you were there. Were you at Jim's? You weren't at Jim's when we had the meeting, were you?
No, I was not. I think then I can't remember where I was at, but yeah, I was like, I couldn't make it, and I was like, man, and you guys were having all the stuff, and I was looking for that the Parker's malt, and you guys were like, oh, we were having it here. I'm like, I need to know how it tastes.
Yeah, Brian brought one. I think he brought the Penelope Estate too, if I remember right.
Awesome. But yeah, I didn't try it, so I was like, man. And then like my wife won one in the OHLQ lottery for their like tickets they did, and then I was like, well, I'm just gonna open it. So we got back and that night, and I was like, let's just crack it and see how it is. So it's pretty good though.
So Charles also vouches for the Bardstown Wheater. We're gonna have to try it, Devin. We're gonna have to break down and get it.
All right, it's on the list.
See, now Barry knows how to celebrate right. He's got some Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye. That's that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. But I am going to pour, since we will be giving a bottle away to one of our Patreons, some Weller Full Proof.
Yep, that's what I did too.
Which my Weller Full Proof is also getting really low.
Nope. So, but yeah, I'm gonna do a little nosing comparison. But I mean, 14 or 7 proof points higher, non-chill filtered versus however they do their regular filtration on their 107. We'll see here.
I don't know if it's non-chill filtered on the 107. I don't think it says. So I'm guessing
it's their regular like filtration, and then the main difference between the Weller Full Proof is it's at 7 proof points higher, and then they're like
114.
Hey, we didn't get rid of all that good mouthfeel out of there either. So, yeah. But on the nose, it's like way, and these are both regulars. They're not like store picks or anything like that. So it's like a good comparison, like their standard like batch offering or whatnot.
It's got a great nose too. That's got a good, really great nose.
Yeah.
Adam says the Foolproof's one of his favorites. They don't see it less than $199. He lives down in Memphis. So when it does drop here in Ohio, which isn't very often, it's always MSRP. Everything in Ohio is
$58.99.
Yep.
It's like once a year.
Yeah, about once a year is when it drops. So
yes,
that's when we end up grabbing them.
Our once a year bottle of the Weller Foolproof.
Yeah. But I also managed to get a couple this year down in Kentucky at some of the Kroger drops, and they're usually also right around that MSRP. So I was able to acquire like 2 or 3.
Yeah, I always miss out on those Kroger drops.
Barrel pick non-chill filtered OWAs are some of the best, especially the liquor bombs.
Sure.
I've only got one OWA pick. The only OWA pick I have is the one from the state pick for Ohio that came out last year, I believe it was. Don't bring up Union Code. Devin's still not over it.
Posted to the chat. He's like, "Hey, check this out. Don't bring it up." You're like, "Get out of here." God, I hate that place. What a day. Anyway. Well, I might
swing by there. I might swing by there next Saturday morning when we're down there just to see if they put anything out.
Yeah, sadness and like
stick without sadness. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, you didn't get any tickets? We'll go over there. All right, we're gonna put them over here now. All right, we're gonna put them over there. Oh, jeez.
Welcome, Steven. Cheers. We'll see you next Friday.
Yeah, cheers. Todd, you want to go over the bottles for the giveaway again?
One more time? Sure.
Yeah. Well, one more time before the end, I guess.
For the end. I'll go ahead and go over them again. So February 8th, we're going to do the giveaway for our 1,000 subscribers. We're going to do a live stream. On that live stream, we will be giving away to people who are there. They have to be present to win. We have 2 bottles of Eagle Rare and 2 Pinhook store picks from the Party Source. So these 4 bottles will go to somebody who's present on the live on February 8th. You have to be there to claim your prize if your name's drawn. We will also be giving away 2 bottles of Weller Antique. These will be raffled off any live we have between now and the February 8th live. For every $5 in super chats that are sent, it'll give you an entry to possibly win these bottles. And any $4 sent to Zelle or PayPal through our links in our descriptions will also enter you to win. So, $10, you get 2 entries. You send $15, you got 3 entries, etc. And depending on how much we get to cover our shipping and some of our MSRPs that we spent, if we go above that, we will throw in possibly more bottles. So we'll see how that goes between now and the 8th. But that's how you'll be entered to win these 2, and you do not have to be present on the live stream to win them. And the last bottle we'll be giving away is a Weller Foolproof. This will go to a premium Patreon member. Whatever tier you are in, that's how many entries you will get. As long as you're a Patreon member between now and the 18th. If you join after the 18th in January up until the 1st of February, then it'll just be 1 entry. So if you're a premium Patreon member between now and the 18th, whatever tier you're in, that's how many entries you get into win the Weller Foolproof. So those are the bottles we will be giving away.
Yep.
And I am going to pour some more of this Weller Foolproof. It is.
Yeah, it's like.
I haven't had that in a while either. That's really
the mouthfeel on this is like solid. Like the 107 is good, but the Foolproof is pretty good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was talking with Todd and Paul, that bourbon guy. He was like, "You got to get a shirt that says pretty good with a little Glencairn or something like that." I'm like, I might have to do that sometime.
I can make those. I made all the other ones.
Yeah.
That we sell.
Yeah. So.
So the cast strength pipe dream Redwood Empire, that was at the Union Kroger, I'm guessing, because we were talking about Union Kroger. I love that bottle. I love that pipe dream cast strength. I think that's a great bottle.
Yeah, that was one of the first allocated versus non-allocated we did.
Yeah,
Sure
from way back.
Yeah, but I think was it pipe dream?
It was pipe dream cast strength. Yeah, that's the best of the cast strengths in my opinion.
Yeah, really good. $69, I think, or so, give or take, but really good.
All right, Scott. Thanks for coming and watching, and we will see you next Friday.
Yep. Cheers.
That does have a really nice nose. It's very caramel, a lot of caramel in that.
God, I feel like I have to compare this because I got them all lined up here. You know. Maybe I'll do the 12-year. Weller 12.
Yeah, throw the 12 in there. The 12 is going to stand out as by the worst by far. Charles said the Pipe Dream 101. Have we tried that? I have not. I've not even seen the Pipe Dream 101. Actually, Bill, if they wanted 100 for the Pipe Dream cast strength, they're overcharging for that. That should be more like an $80-$85 bottle. I've seen it under 100 a lot of places in Kentucky. I know at John O's it's like I think $76.99 or something like that.
Just trying to keep these in order here.
Paul, thank you. Paul said it's nice to not have me frozen tonight. Paul, I want to shout out. Paul actually came by after that last live and like helped me get set up with like a child node or something like that for my Wi-Fi. He came in and helped me get my Wi-Fi set up so it wouldn't have all the problems I was having. So thank you very much, Paul, for that. I appreciate it. Hopefully it's working out. I'm not getting frozen tonight.
Todd, I will say this 12-year nose is exceptional. Exceptional. You need to try it. Just pull yourself a little bit of the 12 and just smell it. Let me tell you. It might have a little,
But what's it like in the palate?
What's that?
But what about the palate?
Well, we're not there yet. This is like life. It's a journey. You gotta, you gotta go nose first. I don't know. Dive in.
All right.
Oh my goodness. You can't tell me that nose is not good.
So there we go. I got a 12-year and the foolproof. Pipe Dream for 70. That's a good price. 70 is a good price for the Pipe Dream cast strength.
Yeah. Todd and I do have similar palates, but is our nose the same? Who knows?
You know what? It does have a really good nose.
Oh yeah.
But I've never complained about the nose of the 12-year. It's what once it hits your palate.
But just comparing them next to each other, and now there's no store picks. They're all the standard like offering blends or whatever. But the nose on the 12,
it's very kind of candy. It's got more of a candy to it,
like oak candy. If you had a lollipop that was candy, that was also a piece of bark, I'd be like, this is pretty good.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to try that Pipe Dream 101. I don't think we have it in Ohio yet. I have never seen it, Devin.
But yeah, I've seen it only in Kentucky. I saw it at the John O's the one time when we were down there, maybe once or twice, and I was like, but then I bought a bunch of other bottles, and I'm like, this has already been an expensive trip. I'll hold off for now, and like I feel like if I get them, I want to feel like I got all three at a discount and be like, oh, they're all $45, all three done. And then I feel good. But then, otherwise I get one, I got to find the other two,
Thank you, Adam. Guys, hit that thumbs up if you haven't already. And for you guys in the chat, if you have a channel, and I think most people normally show up, I've given access to, you can go ahead and post a link if you want. I don't have a problem with that at all. How long do you have to get raffle entries? For every $5 in super chats between now and the February 8th live. So every live we do until February 8th, you'll have a chance. You can put in super chats, and the same thing through Zelle or PayPal. any time up until the day of the 8th. So you got like a month to put in what you want.
Yep. Plenty of time to get some good bottles.
Steven said he didn't get a bottle of the Pipe Dream 101. He got a sample from somebody. Yeah, I just haven't seen it yet. Or I'd probably buy it because I like the regular Pipe Dream. I like the cast drink Pipe Dream.
I will say with the 12, yeah, it's a little thin, but you do get a decent like tobacco mouthfeel with like that age. And then it's like great up front, great middle.
It's just such a disappointment. Like it never gets past that mid palate at all. I don't like how thin it is. And it's kind of a little too oaky.
Now half of me wants to throw the Weller Special Reserve in here, and the other half of me wants to just mix all three of these and try it.
I wouldn't. I would just drink them separate. I mean, if you want to put the Special Reserve and try to compare them all, but
no. I'm saying either I compare them to the Special Reserve and then whatever, or I just mix the 107, the 12 year, and the full proof, and I make a poor man's
Frankenstein.
Plus, a Frankenstein, not your Frankenstein, because that sounds gross. Yeah, we need to give away a sample of that Frankenstein just so people can understand how bad it is. We should do our.
Then if you gave away that Frankenstein to somebody, they'd unsubscribe, and if they're a Patreon, they'd stop their Patreon. Like, how dare you send me that?
That's why we got to do our whiskey of the year with our least favorite whiskey of whatever year that is.
Gerald, I personally don't like George Dickel, not even the older stuff. I don't like George Dickel. Yeah. So I cannot vouch for the 16-year or any George Dickel.
No, I haven't tried anything other than I think maybe like a 6 or 8 year George Dickel, and I wasn't like blown away, but I wasn't like this is terrible. But I don't know. I feel like, but once you get into those like higher age, like 16, 17, or I guess was it $400 18 year, which is or something like that. I'm like.
I just don't want to do the George Dickel.
I'll just stick to my Four Roses limited editions or something like that, where I'm like, it's gonna be solid.
Gerald, that the George Dickel to me has a specific note that kind of tastes like chewing like a multivitamin or something. There's just something about it I just don't like. David said he joined Cast 529's live last night, and it was fun. And next week he's gonna play with his wife. Yeah, their trivia is fun. They have that trivia they do every Wednesday night. It's a good time. It's fun if you're into whiskey trivia.
All right. If one person says I should mix these, I'll mix them. If not, I'll just drink them by themselves.
He wants validation, guys. He wants validations on why he should blend a whole bunch of Weller together.
I mean, it can't get worse than it is. I mean, they're pretty good ones, right? Am I wrong? I mean, 107.
There you go. You got somebody telling you to mix them. There you go.
Oh, twist my arm. All right.
Twist his arm. He'll have to do it now.
Oh, jeez.
Now, I do like the poor man's Pappy, where you blend the 107 with the Weller 12.
Yeah.
I think it actually comes out really nice together if you let it sit and kind of marinate for about a month before you try it.
Yeah. I will say though, I did that once. I've done that a couple times and I really enjoy it. Like I did that one time when I blinded it after letting it sit for a little bit, and the poor man's Pappy won out over the Special Reserve, the 12 year, the 107, and when the poor man's Pappy definitely won. And I calculated, you do the 60-40 mix, it's 100.2 proof. Fun fact. And then one time I did a sample where I was like, you know what should I do tonight? And I was like, you know what, I'll just do a little mix of 60-40 of the Weller 12 and the full proof, and that was very good. I was like, wow. But I mean, at that point you're kind of getting up there in the price of all that secondary wise. But I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try it at least one time. So
there's my poor man's Pappy.
Yeah,
it's the 2-to-1 blend of 107 and 12 year, and I got the Frank's Reserve sticker from Always Sunny I put on the bottle.
There you go.
But I think it makes that's my favorite like blend. I don't blend a lot, but that's been the one that I've actually made more than once that I actually like.
Yeah. Every now and then Todd will attest to this. Every now and then, maybe like every like 2 or 3 months, I'll just message our bourbon group and I'll be like, so I took Four Roses barrel proof and Hardin's Creek 17 year and I blended them together and it's pretty good. Or I'll just be like, I took Eagle Rare
He
and
does.
Benchmark Full Proof and it's pretty good.
He'll take random stuff and say, mix these two together.
No one's ever like, I tried it and it was either good or bad. Everyone's always like,
yeah, nobody else mixes that there. Well, the rest was like, whatever, Devin.
Like, that's interesting. No one ever like, yeah, that's a good idea, or tries it to like, confirm or deny, So we'll see. But yeah, I've done that before.
Charles, after the live, when I get back on YouTube, I'll update you in there. Yeah. David wanted to know what was Poor Man's Pappy. So Poor Man's Pappy is a blend of Weller 107 and Weller 12. It is like 2 parts 107 to 1 part Weller 12.
Opposite. Is it?
No. It's 2 parts 107 to 1 part 12.
Yeah.
Right. So you just blend them together, you put them in a bottle, and you let them sit for a while, and they kind of just blend together, and it makes a really nice blend.
Yeah, it's quite enjoyable. The hard part is getting the Weller 12 normally, and then but letting them sit there for like if you have that compared to like both bottles on their own, something between the age of this and the proof of this really does something. So
not just the proof, but also the palate on the 107. I think the palate on the 107 kind of takes over the palate on the 12. Well, 12's had a little sweetness, but then you get some of the fruitiness and stuff out of the 107, and you get kind of that nice mouthfeel mixed in of the two. Major Zero said that the Weller 12 is too precious to mix. Where he's at is too hard to get, and I can see that. I'm sure it's hard. But again, the 12 is like the foolproof here in Ohio. About once a year, it'll drop, and you can get a bottle.
Yeah, I've got this one and a backup, and that's it. And then I'm out. So I might make another Poor Man's Pappy at some point. We'll see. Maybe before I go on for training, I'll just take the open bottles I got and make a blend and come back and hopefully have a good something when I get home.
Yeah, the 107, the 12-year Wellers make a great blend. I do have this blend also. Paul said take 1910 and 1920, 50-50 parts, and make a 1915. Yeah. And I do have that blended as well, and it's pretty good. But the Poor Man's Pappy, I think, is a better blend. Oh. Well, then you can make the Poor Man's Pappy then, Major Zero. It's not foolproof. It's Weller 12 and Weller 107 is what make the Poor Man's Pappy. If you can get the 12 pretty, without too much fuss. Or the 107. A lot of places, man, people can't get 107.
Yeah. I guess you would call it still Poor Man's, but like not so Poor Man's Pappy would be the Weller Foolproof and the Weller 12. But then you're still getting into that like 200-ish a bottle, and you're like, all right, well now or whatever anyway. So
the only thing I have that's not open is the King of Kentucky. It's not for sale unless you have cash.
I've had the 18 and the 15 from a couple of years ago, and they're a basically big brother of the Michter's 10-year bourbon. So now you know the secret. That's why I like the Michter's 10 so much, because it's like it's basically like the like King of Kentucky of this. You got like King of Kentucky, and then Michter's 10.
I have yet to have King of Kentucky, so. But we will be having one, I think, in a few weeks. So, Patrick got one. He said he's going to fresh crack it. So, I expect to be able to have a pour.
You get a quarter.
Yeah, there you go, Paul. We'll have Patrick's King of Kentucky. That's right. Same mash bill as early times. That's correct, Adam. Yep, King of Kentucky is the same mash bill as early times.
No, that's why I like it so much,
Yeah, I gotta definitely try it. I'm looking forward to trying that. It's one I haven't had. I haven't been able to get a hold of.
It's exceptional. Like if someone said, "What bourbon could you have that you would never like really get tired of, and you can only have like one bottle of?" I'd probably go with King Kentucky. It really just hits all the notes for me.
Yeah, I'm excited to try it. But then at the same time, I'm gonna be like, man, I really wish I had one of these. It's kind of like with the Koi Hill. I drank that Koi Hill, and I love that Koi Hill.
Yeah.
And now I don't have one. I got to get one somehow.
Yeah.
And tomorrow the video is going to drop for the finals for our whiskey of the year. So the video tomorrow will show our winners, and also we will reveal the entire key. So you'll see all the bottles and kind of where they were in the brackets and who beat who.
Yeah.
You know, all that's going to be in the video that drops tomorrow.
Is that right? I believe that King Kentucky's better than Georgie Stag. That's just
so. David says yes. I have not had King of Kentucky to give my opinion. Unfortunately,
if someone said, "Would you like to swap?" I'd probably be like, "Yeah, sounds good. Let's go." It doesn't have the same nose as the 12 because you get a little more ethanol. It kind of runs it out a little bit. This little combo, I guess.
Since we were talking about it, I'm going to go ahead and pour some of my Ranks Reserve, poor man's Pappy.
There you go. See what I'll do, Todd, is I'll tell Patrick before he does this fresh crack. I'll tell him to like fake out the juice out of the King Kentucky, and I'll have him reseal it with early times.
Early times.
See if he really knows the difference. You know, like, oh man,
this doesn't feel like 138 proof or whatever it is.
Cooper's Craft 100 is really.
I was really surprised the difference between the black top early times and the blue top early times when we did that blind. I was surprised how different they were.
Yeah.
Which kind of makes me sad because we won't find any more of the black tops.
Yeah. I don't know. I got the 1.5 I got left, and that's pretty much it. So, but I really enjoy it a lot.
Okay, one more time, I'm going to go over the bottles that we're going to be giving away for our 1,000 subscribers. Our giveaway is going to be live on February 8th. It's a Saturday. The first 2 bottles we will be giving away are going to be Eagle Rares. There will be 2 of those. We are also going to have 2 bottles of a Pinhook store pick from the Party Source. Those will be given away to somebody present on the live. You have to be present on the live to claim them when your name is drawn. So be watching to tune in on the 8th for a chance to win those 4 bottles. We will also be raffling off 2 Weller Antiques. The way to possibly win these is between now and the 8th. For every $5 in super chats on any of our lives, or for every $4 sent through Zelle or PayPal between now and the 8th, you will get an entry to possibly win these bottles. So you don't have to be present to win them. Your entry is all you need. And then the last one, for our premium Patreon members, we have a Weller Foolproof that will be given away. And if you are a Patreon member between now and the 18th, whatever tier you're in, that's how many entries you get. If you join after the 18th and before the 1st of February, you'll have 1 entry to possibly win this. So this will go out to a Patreon member.
So, Todd, what's your last pour of the night going to be?
I'm going to finish this poor man's Pappy. Yep.
Well, I've had all these Wellers, so I have to do a little William LaRue.
Steven said he's babying his black cap. You got to, because they're all gone now. I mean, I've looked and looked and looked, and I never found it. Like all year long last year, I didn't find any. And then Devin ran across a couple. They were kind of double MSRP.
Double MSRP, but I was like, they have
we
them.
still grabbed them. Yeah.
Everyone's like, me. I'm like,
yeah. Everybody said, I'll take one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're just, you don't see them anymore. They're all gone now.
So yeah, I'm gonna have this one as a little celebratory pour for our 1,000 subscribers, and I just want to say I appreciate each and every one of you, and thanks for helping make this channel what it is, and I appreciate Todd for helping with everything he does and being my partner in crime with the bourbon, and also, enjoying some bourbon with me as well, and doing some cool videos and some tastings, and also some bottle hunts, and sitting in the cold with me on some of those random days in Kentucky.
Yeah.
Hill.
Trying to get a ticket at Kroger and unable, or we show up at Acme at 2 a.m. hoping it'll be stag and it's not. And
yeah. Oh, just kidding. You're like, well, I'll take Taylor instead. Whatever.
Steven, why don't you put a link to your channel? You got the wrench. Put a link to your channel. You guys go check out Steven's channel. Thanks, Joe, for saying great live. It's fun. It's been enjoyable. We got a lot of stuff coming this next year, so I got some plans on some things. We'll see how things go. But cheers, everyone. Thanks a lot for subscriptions. Thank you to our Patreons. And remember, February 8th, be looking for that live. We'll get that posted. You'll have a chance to win bottles. So, guys, until then, best bourbon or whiskey.
Is the one you like the most.
We'll see you next week.
Yep. See you guys. Thank you very much, and hope you have a good evening.